It's a Tuesday. It's the 18th day of June, 2024. This podcast being brought to you by Wyoming State Parks. Why wonder about the outdoors in Wyoming? Explore the statewide, interactive, outdoor recreation Wonder Map. To find your next adventure, go to wondermap.wyo.gov. Well, you kind of need a map and a calendar to kind of get your bearings on what's going on across the western side of the U.S. as we go through the next 24 to 48 hours, because it's in stark contrast to the national news reports you're hearing about the heat wave in the other side of the nation. We're going to have unseasonably cold weather, gusty winds, and some shower activity moving through the region today. From taking a look at some webcams this morning, we do see some snow on the ground in the northern Bighorns, and we'll show you some other reports here in a moment. Temperatures rebound Thursday through Sunday. Today and tomorrow will be the coolest days. We're going to rebound, but we're not going to completely go the other direction. We'll just kind of get our temperatures closer back to seasonal values. Now, we do see some moisture working its way from the south, moving northward, and this could bring some increased thunderstorm activity, especially for you folks down into New Mexico, southern Colorado, West Texas, maybe eastern areas of Arizona. And some of that moisture could go northward along the Front Range. We'll show you that here in a moment. Great shot there at Glendo Reservoir over the past weekend. But now it's looking a lot different in many areas. And you can see we had a lot of thunderstorm activity up in Campbell County, Crook and Weston County, Johnson counties yesterday. Some strong thunderstorm activity. That has since now moved into the upper plains in the Midwest. And there you can see where those thunderstorms went. We showed you a satellite imagery yesterday that showed a lot of those clouds that look just like that here. But with the trough coming on in and sinking in, that brought the next round of heavy thunderstorms on a more northerly trend up into those areas there. Here's the trough. You can see the clouds on the back side of it here. The upper level low that's coming on in. We have a strong southerly flow here. You see this cloudiness? This is just air coming right up out of the Gulf into the nation's midsection in the east, underneath that hot dome of high pressure, while it's unseasonably cold air coming in on the back side of the system. And there we go. Beartooth Pass is closed due to winter conditions as of June 17th. We don't see that very often. And also, cross-portion areas of Montana. Look at Mullen Pass. Heavy snow, 33 degrees as of 4 a.m. this morning. And we have many reports like this in Montana's mountain pass areas in northwest and western mountains of snowfall as expected. If you look at temperatures, as of very early this morning, around 4 a.m., you can see we had lower 30s in western Wyoming. We had a lot of 30s up here in southern and southwestern areas of Montana. And if you think it's just cold in the Rockies, well, take a look further west into the Great Basin. Look at these temperatures across the Great Basin. Look at these temperatures in southeastern and eastern areas of Oregon and into Idaho. So not acting like the middle of June at all, and even some of that coolness going down into the Central Valley of California. So quite the cool down in the west. Just a huge contrast west to east across the nation, and this is why. When the flow like this is so amplified, when you have amplified flow, you're moving air masses a lot from one latitude to the next. So you got a strong flow from a lower latitude to a higher latitude, and then you have a higher latitude flow to a lower latitude. These high amplitude flows like this just cause a lot of extreme weather conditions. And that's what's going to be happening here over the next couple of days. And look at these temperature anomalies by 6 p.m. Jacket weather across, look at most of central and western Canada. And then we have all the cold here. You can see the sharp boundary of the cold front where it's going to be by this evening. Then you can see the heat in the Great Lakes and the northeast and eastern areas of Canada. Tomorrow, temperatures look like this. So temperatures today and Wednesday across the region very cool. By Thursday, they begin to warm up. But look at all of this coolness relative to the 30-year average down here. We'll show you why that's going on here in a moment. If you look at the next 48 hours, we're going to see more rains across Montana and snows. Heavy rains across the upper Midwest. We're going to see another area of active shower and thunderstorm activity developing here as the front comes in and hits some moisture. So this area will be very active with strong to severe thunderstorms over the next 24 to 36 hours, lighter amounts elsewhere. When we go and take a look at the snowfall forecast, this is basically what's happening now through the course of the day today. And we're already seeing on web cameras snow here, snow up here, obviously. And we've had reports of some flakes of snow even in the far western mountain, and not only the mountains, but the valleys of far western Wyoming around the Cokeville area. When we take a look at where we're going to be on Thursday, we still sort of have this amplified flow. It's not as intense. This high is expanding westward, and the low gets settled back a little bit more towards the coast. Notice the low down here in Mexico. We do have some tropical activity, as we've been showing you over the last couple of days. The clockwise rotation, the airflow around this high, the counterclockwise circulation around the low is bringing a strong east to west flow of air out of the Gulf into Mexico. Now, if you follow the contours or follow the wind barbs, see how they go like this? So by later in the week, we're going to see a lot of high humidity air move into Mexico, Texas, and areas of the southwestern United States, and some of that flow may get directed to the northeast. There's the first tropical depression of the season. It's taken a while, but we've got one. It's probably going to stay in that form, but I tell you, it's going to just be wandering very slowly here in the Gulf. The Gulf of Mexico is going to be an active region. Got a little disturbance here, but so far the tropics really haven't been too exciting yet, but now things are starting to heat up. Now, I wanted to show you that moisture. It's pretty interesting when you look at the moisture and where it ultimately could end up. Look at the connection all the way from the Atlantic down into here. As that low, the tropical depression, heads westward, we're going to see some of that moisture get caught up in the wind flow and get brought all the way around. See the darker blue, the heavier moisture? It's getting west of the divide too. So there's going to be some chances of New Mexico, eastern Arizona, the four corners of Colorado, Colorado's mountains, and then hopefully some of that moisture will streak up into here where we really need it later this week with better chances of showers and thunderstorms. You can see that right there. This is for the 48-hour period of Thursday through Friday. So you can see the heavy rains moving into Mexico, South Texas, getting further west now. You see this area right here? So there's going to be some more activity for you folks down south, but some of that could wick its way northeastward, we'll see. So it's going to be, we've got a lot going on. We've got snow, we've got a tropical depression, we've got tropical weather here, winter weather here, heat wave here. Lots happening here in the middle of June. By next weekend, the weekend coming up, the high is going to be more westward. So there's going to be a lot of heat building over the central and southern areas of the United States here with that high pressure moving on in. We still have the tropical activity here across the western Gulf. We've got another little low here, another low here. So there's going to be moisture rotating around this high, but also some warmer temperatures by the weekend into early next week as well. Have yourself a good Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.